There were 15 of them. Most arrived in the dead of night, laid their trap, and waited for the target to arrive. That target was Cemal Kaşıkçı, a prominent Saudi critic of his country's government and its young crown prince.
He is creating an environment of intimidation and fear. Saudis are being silenced.
Since his killing in Istanbul, Turkish media has released a steady drip feed of evidence implicating Saudi officials. Weeks of investigation by the Times builds on that evidence and reconstructs what unfolded hour by hour. Our timeline shows the ruthless efficiency of a hit team of experts that seemed specially chosen from Saudi government ministries. Some had links to the Crown Prince himself. After a series of shifting explanations, Saudi Arabia now denies that this brazen hit job was premeditated. But this reconstruction of the killing and the botched cover-up calls their story into serious question. It's Friday morning, September 28th. Kaşıkçı and his fiancée, Hatice Cengiz, are at the local marriage office in Istanbul. In order to marry, he's told that he needs Saudi paperwork and goes straight to the consulate to arrange it. They tell him to return in a week. It all seems routine, but it's not. Inside, there's a Saudi spy, Ahmad al-Muzaini, who's working under diplomatic cover. That very day, he flies off to Riyadh and helps concoct a plan to intercept Kaşıkçı when he returns to the consulate. Fast forward to Monday night into Tuesday morning. Saudi agents converge in Istanbul aboard separate flights. Muzaini, the spy, flies back from Riyadh. A commercial flight carries a three-man team that we believe flew from Cairo. Two of the men are security officers, and they've previously travelled with the Crown Prince. A private jet flying from Riyadh lands around 3:30 a.m. That plane is often used by the Saudi government. And it's carrying 9 Saudi officials, some who play key roles in Kaşıkçı's death. We'll get to Team 3 later on, and for now, focus on these men from Team 2. This is Salah Al-Tubeji, a high-ranking forensics and autopsy expert in the Saudi Interior Ministry. Turkish officials will later say his role was to dismember Kaşıkçı's body. Another is Mustafa Al-Madani, a 57-year-old engineer. As we'll see, it's no accident that he looks like Kaşıkçı. And this is Maher Mutreb, the leader of the operation. Our investigation into his past reveals a direct link between Mutreb and the Saudi Crown Prince. When Bin Selman toured a Houston neighborhood earlier this year, we discovered that Mutreb was with him, a glowering figure in the background. We found him again in Boston, at a UN meeting in New York, in Madrid, and Paris too. This global tour was all part of a charm offensive by the prince to paint himself as a moderate reformer. Back then, Mutreb was in the Royal Guard. Now he would orchestrate Kaşıkçı's killing. And his close ties to the Crown Prince beg the question, just how high up the Saudi chain of command did the plot to kill go? Early Tuesday morning, Kaşıkçı flies back from a weekend trip to London. He and the Saudis nearly cross paths at the airport. The Saudi teams check into 2 hotels, which give quick access to the consulate. Kaşıkçı heads home with his fiancée. He'd just bought an apartment for their new life together. By mid-morning, the Saudis are on the move. Mutreb leaves his hotel 3 hours before Kaşıkçı is due at the consulate. The rest of the team isn't far behind. The building is only a few minutes away on foot, and soon they're spotted at this entrance. Mutreb arrives first. Next, we see Al-Tubeji, the autopsy expert, and Al-Madani, the lookalike. The stage is almost set. A diplomatic car pulls out of the consulate driveway and switches places with a van, which backs in. Turkish officials say this van would eventually carry away Kaşıkçı's remains. From above, we can see the driveway is covered, hiding any activity around the van from public view.